Coming up on the Hong Kong Racing Show, does Ka Ying Rising have a new challenger for the Everest?
I was laughing with Ryan coming in. I said, what about the Everest? And he was like, yeah.
We hear from Richard Kingscote after the 2026-27 Hong Kong jockey licenses are awarded.
As you know, it is unbelievably competitive.
Plus, we preview the Group 3 doubleheader at Sha Tin. Ole, ole, ole. Welcome along to the Hong Kong Racing Show. Andrew Brown and Alex Evers here to get you up to speed with everything in the world of Hong Kong racing, maybe everything in the world of the World Cup as well, viewed through a North American lens. How are things, Alex?
They're good. How are things with you, Socceroo? Look at you go with all your gear again. You're fully invested in the World Cup.
I am right well and truly into it. It was an awesome weekend up in Vancouver cheering on the Socceroos at BC Place there to get the win over Turkey 2-0. It was unexpected. We were the outsiders, but yeah, what an atmosphere. That was just absolutely amazing. And I'll tell you what, this tournament, just traveling around Vancouver, I had my hat on the next day and the next couple of days, on the train or walking around, at a cafe, at the airport. Everybody wants to talk to you and talk about the tournament and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really good vibe, good atmosphere at the moment. I'm really enjoying it. And the big one now, Alex, not just our bet, but Australia versus the USA, 12 p.m. local time, 12 p.m. PT on Friday. So this is an important match for who is going to buy that dinner at Del Mar between you and I, but also who could win our group, basically.
Now, do you have the good oil on this, Brownie? Do you have an issue like America where you have AFL, you have football, and you have soccer, and that's why you guys call it soccer?
Yeah, well, we call it soccer, kind of similar to you guys because we have our own football. Okay. Yeah, we have.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at.
Exactly, we call. So we've got two codes of rugby and rugby league. They're both referred to as footy or football. We've got Aussie rules as well, which is called footy as well or football. So. Yeah, then we just refer to soccer as soccer, not football.
All right. Look at Brownie. I'm not the biggest football guy. I'm not the biggest World Cup guy, but I'll be fully invested come Friday for this game, and I'll be texting you, letting you know that America is the superpower of soccer relative to Australia.
You guys,
so I don't need to wear a hat or a thing to let you know that we're going to dominate.
You guys were strong against Paraguay. Wow, 4-1.
Flew out the home team bump, bud.
Yeah.
Out of the barriers. We're the Ka Ying Rising of the pool. Let me put it that way, bro. You're chasing a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit of an unfair bet, though, in hindsight. You just kind of caught me in a weak moment because we were the rank outsiders of this group. You were probably second favourites behind Turkey. Now I'd say you're the favourites. But your captain, questionable against the Socceroos on Friday. Christian Pulisic has a bit of a calf injury, Alex, so could be a bit of a loss for you guys. I think if the Socceroos can squeeze out a draw against the USA in Seattle on Friday, maybe we'll both progress, and then I don't know what that means for our dinner.
So if we draw, then what do? We just split dinner. We take the wives and the girlfriends and split dinner and call it a day.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we'll say. Well, maybe
they're just going to shoot our captain. They're just going to shoot him up with the good oil, and he'll be fine with some Toradol, and he'll be able to play through it. They're athletes. It's like hockey players. Hockey or football. They just give them a little Toradol, and they'll grind through.
That's true. I had the missus with me on the weekend at the Vancouver game. She's half Aussie, half American, so I don't know who she's going to be cheering on Friday. Though it was okay. She was fully behind Australia against Turkey. I have to see what happens.
All right. Did you help her get a passport, or was she?
No, she did it all on her own.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe we have to default to her to see who wins this bet.
Can't take credit for it. All right. Well, that's enough World Cup chat. It's time now to check in with the latest Hong Kong racing news. All right, and let's firstly, Alex, check in with the latest trainer standings because the 2025-26 Hong Kong Champion Trainer race is on in earnest still with just a few weeks left. Casper Founds maintains a 4-win lead. He's chasing a 5th championship. Mark Newnham chasing his first championship. He's sitting there in 2nd place. I should note, though, Mark has got Casper well and truly covered when it comes to prize money. So he's on top when it comes to dollars in the bank. Don't rule out Danny Shum there in 3rd spot. He was the only one of those top 3 to post a winner last weekend at Sha Tin. So he put a 1-win dent in those top 2. The rest probably will struggle now to catch up. What about a prediction from you, Alex? Who's going to win the trainer's title?
I think with the meet ending at Happy Valley, I think it's going to come down to the very end. And I think Casper's going to get it at the Valley. That's kind of what I'm going to say.
Yeah, no, fair call. 4-win lead at this point with a few weeks left. And as you point out, that last card, Wednesday night, Happy Valley. I mean, if Casper goes in with any sort of lead into that, you'd have to be a very short price favourite. So, all right. Also making news, the jockey licenses, Alex, are out for 2026-27. No real surprises here with the core group of riders being backed again by the Jockey Club. Good to see Australia's James Orman getting another shot. Also good to see Richard Kingscote being supported once again. And Richard has been at Royal Ascot this week. A good friend of the show, Nick Luck, caught up with him for his daily Nick Luck podcast. And the two of them started by talking some Hong Kong racing. Here's that chat.
It is cutthroat. Yeah, that's one of the new stresses, Am I going to get work? Where's the next winner going to come from? As you know, it is unbelievably competitive. My winners have, for the most part, been big prices that have had the rub of the green on the day.
Well, the average SP of one of your mounts is probably pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. First season, it's been tough to find my feet, but I've had a nice bit of support from a good few trainers. My licence has actually been renewed for next season, which is great. So we'll have another go.
Is that breaking news?
The club announced it on the website yesterday.
Oh, okay, so yeah, it's relatively breaking.
Yeah, it is.
We'll take that.
I only got the letter on the weekend to say my licence has been accepted for another 6 months. So yeah, we have another chance.
Good to hear from Richard there, Alex. He spoke a bit about a lot of his winners being kind of big odds, double-priced, double-figure odds. But the important thing is he's riding winners and he's getting support.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's tough for the outside guys to come in. You have to ride those long shot winners and prove that you can boot home some roughies to get the opportunities on some shorter price horses. You like the vernacular, Brownie? I'm trying to use some of your terms there. But he's done really well the last 2 seasons, and I looked for him to improve. And also, it's good to see James Orman get back. He had with 16 winners his first season. He's over 30 right now, so maybe you see the improvement there, which is great. And again, a taller guy, so it's probably a good place for him to ride, where he can ride the higher weights. We're looking forward to next season already. We got a few more weeks left, Brownie, but always looking forward.
That's right. We'll have to have another episode over the next few weeks of our outlandish predictions for the 2026-2027 season. Richard, of course, jumps aboard Time for Sandals on Saturday at Royal Ascot, last year's Commonwealth Cup winner. This year, hoping to do it again in the Jubilee Stakes over the 6 furlong. So good luck to Richard. Before he then heads straight back to Hong Kong. So timing-wise, that's going to be... I know how they do it from Australia. How they do it from the UK, if he's riding Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a quick flight, isn't it? Because it's already...
Yeah, it's still a long flight, though. It's like 11 hours, right? Or something like that? It's not that quick.
How's he going to do that? Maybe he doesn't ride on Sunday? Anyway, we'll have a look. All right, well, it's a good segue anyway into some of the action at Royal Ascot this weekend. And Alex... on Tuesday in the King Charles, Aidan O'Brien and Ryan Moore combined to win with a horse called Mission Central. There was some talk post-race about the possibility of heading down under for the Everest, where he would, of course, take on the mighty Ka Ying Rising. Here's a little bit about what Tom Magnier had to say about that to Ali Mosley after the win.
Very exciting. Obviously, I was watching the TV and I was... thinking that it was going to happen for Bjorn, who, in fairness, if we weren't going to do it, I would love to have seen Bjorn do it. But he's a very good horse, and I was laughing with Ryan coming in. I said, what about the Everest? And he was like, yeah, that'd be something definitely to think about. And Aidan would definitely consider it as well, he said, and Dad and everybody would consider the Everest. Obviously, you've got Ka Ying Rising. I mean, he'd be very hard to beat, but our guy was good today. And, we have a slot in the Everest. And he's definitely a horse that we'll have a look at. So it'd be great fun to get Aidan and the team down in Australia with a horse like this.
Alex, I'm all for this international competition at the Everest. Another challenger for Ka Ying Rising, perhaps down on Australian soil. He won the race last year. A big trip, though, for this horse, Mission Central, and only a Northern Hemisphere 3-year-old, would be a 4-year-old in Australia come October. But the more international challenges, the better, I think.
Yeah, and the Coolmore group and Magnier Tabor and them, they're just so sporting and taking chances, and they're not afraid to run against anybody. And that's kind of what the sport is about, right? It's my horse is faster than yours, and we'll take a chance and we'll take a risk. And they don't keep him in the stable there, which is very admirable. But I don't think he has a chance against Ka Ying Rising at this stage personally. But I love the sporting effort, and I love the narrative and the story behind all of it.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, let's pivot from talking about the world's best racehorse, Ka Ying Rising, to the world's second best racehorse, Ombudsman. And Alex, there's going to be calls to elevate him to number one in the world after his exciting win over Mini Hawk and Dariz in the Prince of Wales's stakes this week. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a bit of a biased opinion on this, but I do think the European horses get a bit of a bump for running at Ascot in the ratings relative to what they're actually doing on the race course. And a lot of chatter about Ombudsman. It was a great run, right? But with 2 rabbits, the time wasn't that great. But I don't know. We'll see. To me, Mini Hawk and Derez both seem to want a bit further and a bit softer ground. So take it with a grain of salt. But I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we wake up and we see him above Ka Ying Rising on the ratings by 1 pound, just by 1 pound. I don't have any say in this, and it really doesn't make any difference. It's just fun for talking heads like us to chatter back and forth about. But if that does happen, I wouldn't be one bit surprised to see it.
Yeah, and neither would I. And I don't think we need to say anything more about this particular matter. Let's just move on to the international highlight of the week, which is brought to you by Whirlpool. And so many highlights to choose from. But let's go back to Thursday in the Ascot Gold Cup. Trawlerman looked home and hosed under William Buick, but Scandinavia just kept finding on the outside under Ryan Moore. Stride by stride, Scandinavia reeled in last year's winner and delivered Aidan O'Brien. Quite remarkable, really. His 100th Royal Ascot winner in certainly one of the highlights of the week. It's just incredible how dominant Aidan O'Brien has been there at Royal Ascot. In fact, all around the world, and it's great to see that him and Ryan Moore getting the job done there. And one thing that I noticed, I think it was Matt Chapman posted this video. Aidan O'Brien, who just trained his 100th winner there at Royal Ascot, Alex, and the most important thing to him in the winner's circle was that everybody that was involved in the horse was getting in the photo. That was what was on his mind. That's the sort of gentleman he is.
Yeah, he's an unreal human being. If you get the chance to meet him and shake his hand and talk to him for a bit, I highly recommend it. He's truly an incredible guy. And that race there, Brownie, was incredible. It looked like a prize fight where Scandinavia took a punch, regathered himself, and kicked back late. And do you think that the light maybe got Tollerman in the eye? I can't pronounce that horse's name to save my life either.
Trawlerman.
But Trawlerman, do you think the sun might have got him a bit late? Needed the goggles.
Yeah, right.
I loved it, actually. It's so cool. It's so cool. And like, what horsemanship to figure out like what the horse likes, what he doesn't like, and get the approvals to test me. I've never seen a horse come over to the parade ring and go on the track with goggles like that before. But clearly the trainer knows his horse very well and put him in the best spots to win the race. And he gave everything he had out there.
Yep. No, he sure did. That was just, it was a great race watching those two horses just battle that out down the stretch. That's what we sort of love as horse racing fans. All right, time now to take a look at the 2 Group 3s at Sha Tin this weekend. And the first of the 2 Group 3s is the Premier Cup. It's contested over the 1,400 metres. That's about 7 furlongs. Number 1 is Galaxy Patch, probably the class of the field, but has been out of sorts a little bit of late. Raging Blizzards was second to Patch of Stars in the Group 3 Sha Tin Vars last out. Huey Bowman sticks with co-partner Prance, who was third in the Line Rock Trophy last out. Zach Purton sticking with Little Paradise after running 10th in the Champions Mile. Where else? Down the bottom, Six Pack, not without a chance. Speed map shows co-partner Prance out in front, ahead of Winning Ovation and Tomodachi Kokoroe. Alex, how are you lighting this candle?
Well, I'm going to stick with Winning Ovation here. I like the fact that he's cutting back in distance to the 1400 and he gets Joe Marrero aboard. I think that's going to benefit him. And I do like the lighter weight horses in here. And I've got him with Six Pack in second and co-partner Prance holding on for third. For me, Little Paradise, I really like him, but I just don't know. I don't know if he bit off more than he could chew and he's kind of over the top for the season and he might need a break, but getting Purton back aboard should help him. And he's drawn a barrier here, but, and again, maybe the 1400 meters will benefit him a bit too. Maybe 16 against older horses is a bit out of his range, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ran really well. I just can't have him in there this time.
Yeah, I'm the same. I've left him out of my top three. Just can't have him at the moment as well. And I mean, I was looking at this race and thinking, the question for me is which Galaxy Patch and which Little Paradise are going to show up. And, you know, they've both kind of mixed their form a little bit this season. But I actually thought Galaxy Patch's run last out in the Champions Mile was pretty solid. He was dead last, made up a ton of ground. This is obviously a lot easier than taking on some of the world's best milers. I think he can bounce back to the winner's circle, Galaxy Patch. Give him, to me, on top over last year's winner, co-partner Prance. I've got Patch of Theatre in for third. So we're both taking on Purton and Little Paradise, not in our top threes. Sorry about that. Zach, hope you're not watching. Well, it's not like he would care about our tips anyway, would he?
No, I can guarantee you he doesn't care about my opinion on horses.
All right. Well, that's our thoughts on the first of the Group 3s, the Premier Cup. The second of the two Group 3s, race 9, the Premier Plate over the 1,800 metres. That's about 9 furlongs. Cap Ferrar was second in this race last year. Light Year's Charm beat Beauty Joy in the Line Rock Trophy last out. One of the show favourites, Chang Chang Glory, is back, the pride of Iowa. Now, Beauty Joy, grand old warrior of Hong Kong racing, now 9 years old. Won this race last year, showed that he's still got plenty left in the tank. When runner-up in the Group 3 Line Rock Trophy last out behind Light Year's Charm. Sorry, that was 3 starts ago. If there's a sentimental winner this weekend, it's probably him. California Totality, another interesting runner in the field, unlucky third behind Silvery Breeze at Happy Valley earlier this month. Could be peaking at the right time. Romantic Thor, probably the likely pace influence, and a horse that will be arriving with plenty of confidence after winning the Queen Mother Memorial Cup over the 2,400 metres in May. Question is whether he has the sort of speed to drop back to the 9 furlongs. Let's check the speed map. And it is Romantic Thor in front of Chang Chang Glory and California Totality. Alex, who do you like in this race?
I'm on another lightweight horse here too. I do like to justify like Romantic Thor with Angus aboard to be sitting closer to the pace, and he'll stay the distance out. I like the lightweight horses in these grade 3 races, and I've got him with Nautical Forest, another one who's shown some promise. Regressed a little last start, but I do think the lightweight will benefit him. Unfortunately, both are drawn, further out wide, but at 1,800 with that long run up, I think that'll be less of an issue for these horses. And then in for third, I've got the Old Warrior hanging on with Joe Marrero aboard with Beauty Joy to come running for third. I like Cap Ferrata a little bit, but with the bleed and the distance and the comments from Willow last time that he thought that the weather might have got to him a bit and the distance kind of undid him. 1,800 will suit him a little bit better, but I'm not so sure on him either at this point in the season. So those are the 3 that I'm going to end up on. What about you, Brownie?
I'm going with your third selection, Beauty Joy. I just think he needs a little bit of the magic touch, right? And who better to do that than the magic man, Joe Marrero. Should get a nice run from the 1 pole. He'll cuddle him throughout the race. He was first in this race last year, beat Cap Ferrar. In fact, I think that's the last time he won. Let's go back-to-back. Beauty Joy over your top selection, Romantic Thor. Cap Ferrar for me for third. So Group 3 double header at Sha Tin this weekend, which is great stuff, really, because we kind of missed out on our midweek racing from Happy Valley. So we're ready to have a few Hong Kong bets come the weekend.
Yeah, I might have to go to sleep early and get up early to play these races. I should have done it last week. I would have had some winners there late in the card. I like Baby Sakura. We got Endeared home late in the ninth there. Is there anything else you like, Brownie? Or like maybe like a best bet action or something you've looked at, or am I throwing you under the bus here?
Yeah, I only looked at those two races, Alex. What about you? Have you had a look at the rest of the card? And I should say, when you say get up early, race one for us is 1 a.m. Pacific. So what are you talking about getting up early?
Maybe I fall asleep at like 9 o'clock, pass out early, and then wake up at like 1. Like fall asleep on the couch, get up, and then stay up to watch the races. One of those kind of things.
Yeah, I like that strategy. Yep.
Is it a good strategy? After the USA game and we win, Brownie, I might go on a 1 day heater and just party like it's the 4th of July and celebrate. And then I'll be tired. I'll fall asleep early, wake up at 1 o'clock, and have plenty of time to get some action in. But in the last race, Brownie, I like I'm probably gonna play a forecast here with Red Maestro, All's Well, and Cool Boy in the last race. Maybe I'll bet that before I decide to pass out. Get the action in early. Had I done it last week, I would have been up. So I was a little disappointed when I woke up and I looked at the results and I was like, would have had that. But it is what it is.
All right. Cool Boy in the last at Sha Tin on Saturday night, early hours, Sunday morning. Actually, it's just Sunday morning, really.
It's just Sunday morning, yeah.
4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific is race number 1. Alex, as always, it's just been terrific to catch up and talk some Hong Kong racing and British racing and World Cup with you.
Soccer, football.
That's it. What's your prediction? Let's close out the show with your score prediction for Australia versus USA on Friday.
2-1 USA. USA gets a goal in the back half of the second half and holds on to win.
Okay, I like it. I'm going to go with 3-3 draw.
3-3 draw, 6 goals, Brownie. Hold on. What's the over under on the game? What's the score? This is kind of how I start deciding things, like what to expect in these games. Like in hockey, the odds in Vegas, game 1 they had like I think it was like 9 goals or something, and they were spot on, which I was kind of shocked. Is it not up yet? Oh,
it should be up.
See odds over under. It's 2.5, so I'm right there with
you are
with 3 goals. So
yep. And American
these algorithms are so good. These guys know. Vegas knows. The gambling sites, they know what's going to happen.
Yeah. USA, what, 1.65 favorites. Draw is about 4-1. 3-1 draw, 4-1 Australia win.
Ooh. Can do the CAWs affect late odds changes in the World Cup?
That'll do me. Thank you, everybody, for watching another episode of the Hong Kong Racing Show. Thank you, Alex, for all your words of wisdom and great insights. Let's hopefully find a few winners at Sha Tin this weekend. We'll see Alex next week, and we'll see the rest of you next week on, do you want to say it, Alex?
The Hong Kong Racing Show.